Hello and welcome to my Yu-Gi-Oh channel. So today, while it seems Lightning Overdrive is going into overdrive, we're getting even more support for some very old archetypes. This time, we're covering new TRAPTRIX support. The first one is TRAPTRIX yugioh. It's an Earth plant type level 4 effect monster with 1400 attack and defense. You can only use one of this card's name's first and third effects per turn and only once that turn. 1. You can send one set trap you control to the graveyard to special summon this card from your hand. 2. It's unaffected by the effects of whole normal trap cards. And 3. If you control no cards in your spell and trap zone, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one whole normal trap card in your graveyard and set it to the field. Okay, so what this card is, well, the purpose of this card is to help you bring out those various link monsters. I mean, you've got Sarah, which is a link 1, so you can always just get rid of one of your set traps, special summon this, go into Sarah, and then you're getting advantages off of Sarah's effects. So that's actually consistent with what the deck wants to do. It's also able to recover these set traps as well, so it's not a problem that it's going to the graveyard. It can always be recovered later. The second effect is similar to basically most of them anyway. They're all unaffected by the effects of whole normal traps anyway, so it's not a surprise. It's pretty much insistent within the deck. That's how they have to run. And the third effect, obviously, if you don't have any spell or traps to get rid of this card from your graveyard, then you can just recover that whole normal trap card. So if you've sent that trap as part of the effect to bring this out, to bring Sarah out, you can then banish this card to then bring back that normal trap. So it's got a bit of a cycle to it, and it's a bit of that circle of life kind of effect, which is what makes it a lot more consistent. That's the difficulty that a lot of archetypes have. They'll have something that is consistent for the most part, but then there's one thing that's conflicting, and it's always that thing that throws you off. That's why it's decent that, you know, they've actually thought through it. And the other card, and this is the only other card, is a new link monster. This is TRAPTRIX Ultricularia. It's a link 2 Earth attribute plant type link monster with 1800 attack, and the link points are at the right and the bottom. It requires materials of 2 insect and or plant type monsters, which all of the TRAPTRIX monsters are. You can only use each of this card's name's second and third effects once per turn. 1. This link summoned card is unaffected by trap effects. 2. When you activate whole normal trap card resolves, you can set it face down instead of sending it to the graveyard. And 3. During your end phase, you can target one TRAPTRIX monster in your graveyard and special summon it in defense position. Okay, so this card works a little bit like Sarah in that it is unaffected completely by trap effects. That is a brilliant part of the effect, and unless your opponent is able to negate this originally with a spell or a monster effect, then they're not going to be able to get rid of this card with any sort of traps. The second effect is really useful. Most of the trap cards, you know, the whole trap cards are normal trap cards anyway, so usually it's a one-time use and then it goes to the graveyard and then you have to try and recover it. This time, actually, instead of sending it to the graveyard, it just gets flipped back face down. It's brilliant for doing that, actually, because there are some very powerful trap hole cards. I will actually be covering that in a later video to actually go through the details of those trap holes and the benefits and disadvantages of those, and I'll make sure to link that with this video as well. And the third effect, of course, being able to just recover your TRAPTRIX monsters. You know, you will have linked those away to summon this card in the first place. You're not losing any value because you're just bringing those monsters back. And then, of course, you can go into either Sarah or another copy of this card. So you're continuously bringing back that advantage, or alternatively, you can go into various other link monsters. That's the purpose of this card. And I think actually just these 2 cards adding to the deck makes them a lot stronger than what they were. I do hope they get some more support in the future, and who knows, we might They might still be teasing us by actually just saying, oh, we just give you these two. Who knows, maybe there might still be a couple of spaces left for maybe a spell or a trap card. More likely, a brand new trap hole card. If there's going to be any archetypes get a new trap hole, it has to be this one.